Your great self, right? Another day, another chance. Another day, another chance. You know what? Before I start, I was watching this. Hold on. What am I doing here? I was watching this thing. This kind of a back and forth. And the more I listen to it, the more like it dawns on me, man, that we're okay. I'll say it like this: you have certain parents that kind of hold their children accountable, certain rules and stuff like that, right? And that they believe is going to grow them into great kids. Then, and then you have a lot of like very loose stuff. So let's say you look in the neighborhood that's not doing too well. You're going to have a very small percentage of the parents that's actually holding that tight, their kids and stuff like that, and the rest is just just let the kids just do whatever. Because obviously the results, you can tell the tree by its fruit. So the results are showing, right? So the same thing with society in general. You're going to have a small set of people that think a certain way that produces great results. Of course, you're going to have good and bad in that. And then you're going to have a large set of people that think a different way that produce different results, not as, you know. And you may fall in either one, wherever you fall. I think it's recognizing that you are there. And whatever that thing is inside of your head that is your obstacle, just recognizing that that's what's happening rather than constantly blaming someone else. Like fine, I'm here to fix this, right? And my job is to find a problem here, right? Here, not out there. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm taking me with me everywhere I go, then I got to find a problem here, not out there. So focus here. But instead, we're taught to focus on people who have achieved more or something like that, and we're always blamed there. And we're never, not everybody, I'm saying, but it's through the society. It's permeating through the society. It is what it is. But I was listening to this thing anyway. I'm done with my rant. But I was listening to this, and I figured I'd share it with you guys while I prep for what I'm about to do here. Let me see if I can tune you in. Let me slide this over here. Let's see if I can tune. Can I tune it? Tune. I was watching this show here. Watch this. Play. It's not playing. Oh, I'm using the wrong key. Here.
One of the things that you have stated is that we have options. Okay. So just to give you a little bit of my background, I come from a divorced family, and we lived below the poverty level from the time that I was born until now, frankly. So I'm one of those people that you're talking about that isn't pulling themselves up by their bootstraps enough. Which, like, I didn't have boots to begin with, and like, I don't know if you've ever had boots, but like, legs are load-bearing structures.
Okay.
And like, you can't really pull up a boot when you're.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop there. There's a lot more. Check this show out. There's something called what is it again? Surrounded. But this one was with insurance guy, a podcast, Patrick Bet David, and he was talking to a bunch of I guess socialist type people, whatever. I guess I'm not sure how to describe them. Let me show you what I'm doing here real quick. I'm trying to switch out this switch, and I'm gonna put on my do not dis. I keep putting it over the damn camera. I'm gonna put on my do not disturb, guys. This is there it is. It's there. Hello? Okay. Yeah. I don't know if she does it. Every time I'm shooting in the shop, she calls my phone. I change times of the day. I don't know if someone can explain this to me. Someone out there have the answer to this. Hold on. Okay, forget it. It's not picking up. I think she knows what's going on. So this guy with this bootstrap thing, man, they use this a lot around. A lot of black people use that also, and they were taught to use it. It's not. They were taught to use it, you know, and it's like, guys, cut that out, man. Cut that out. Don't let people talk you into this. I'm testing this switch here real quick, because if this switch doesn't solve my problem, these Electroluxes, that little switch, you may have to get it online. Maybe like when I'm off sites like eBay and stuff like that, because I got it. It's working. So the reason I wanted to do this is I wanted to see which side I'm gonna put this on, because when you turn that knob on and off, right? Let me turn it upside down. Let me unplug it. This one goes in different. This one goes up top. This is an old Electrolux, and I want to make sure that when you turn it this way, it's turning it on and off a certain way. So I'm trying to figure out which side this need to be on, so when we hit on and off, it's going to hit the right side. Okay, let me see something. So if this is like this, right? So right now this is off. This is off. Off. On. Off. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter, you know. I guess it all depends on if the person really wants it to be exactly the same as before, you know. But this side makes sense to me, because just the way it's coming out, the lines are coming out to hit this. It makes sense that this is the side it should be on. Okay, so I'm just going to use my good old-fashioned common sense here and say this is the side it needs to be on. All right. Now that I've done that, okay. Now that I've done that, now I got to find a way to fix this, because this was mashed in. This was one of these. This had one of the professional versions of these in here. So I'm going to use this tool to fasten this onto here. This guy. Okay. And hopefully I do it right. Hope I do it right. Hope I do it right. Let's see. I've done it before, but just not to this. I didn't do it to this. This is different. So let's see. Let's see if it can fit. Yep, fits. One. Come on, buddy. Let's see what we got. Nice. All right, let's do another one. It's sealing it off. So I'm putting this inside the opening, because sometimes you can get away with messing around with an opening like this, using a small screw or something. But sometimes you just have to just use one of these. What the hell are these? Divot, something like that. I forgot the name though. I forgot the exact name of this thing. I think it's called divot, a divot thing. Anyway, just gonna squeeze, let it go, and squeeze again. And now it's fastened. Voila, fantastic. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this guy, let me see, right here. Yep, and put him right there. So just gonna put the screw in there. It's a little, what do you call it, screw? Little flathead. Just gonna put that in there. I'm working my way towards a Bissell. I just want to get this out the way. I'm gonna replace the hose for a Bissell portable cleaner, spot cleaner. And Bissell changed the hose design. I'm so proud of these guys. They changed the hose design, man, because that's when you know a company is listening. You know, a company's listening to somebody. I'm not saying it's me, but the company's listening to either the amount of warranty issues they have, and they said, man, listen, guys, we better improve this hose. It's not going well. All right, people are not responding, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think they did a great job by doing that. Okay, all right. So, oh God, you know what I did wrong? Ay caramba, bro. Why did I do that? Oh my gosh, I was supposed to put this on first. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's see if I can take one side out and maybe swing it over or something. All right, let's see. Golly, man. I'm supposed to be the one giving some instructions here, right? No, today you guys are just observing what I'm doing. I'm not giving any instructions. Gosh. Come on, weed. I gotta do it where the this is on the right side of things. Okay, let me see now. Slide it. There we go. So when we move, it's. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's the idea. This is just a tensioner. This little copper line right here. Allow it to kind of have some tension when you go back and forth with the off and on button. All right. Everybody makes mistakes, folks. Even you. Okay. Some of you smart people out there. Even you guys make mistakes. But anyway, so this guy in this bootstrap thing in this video, don't find an excuse that you're gonna fall in love with. It'll trap you. It'll trap you in, recognize that you are the one that is, even if you think someone else is, right? But you gotta recognize it. You have to recognize where your failings at. And if it's always someone else's fault, it's gonna be pretty tough, man. It's gonna be tough because that means there's no improvement on your side. Okay? Let's hear this guy out a little bit. This bootstrap thing, don't use it. If you're using it, don't use it. Because there are millions of stories of people who didn't have nothing and they found a way to make something. And they foster relationships, they learn new skills, they learn to close, meaning that you learn how to listen, you learn how to shake hands, you learn how to move people, you learn how to, 'cause that's part of it, right? That's part of trade, Someone is convincing, someone is closing, someone is being closed. Someone is selling, someone is buying. That's just the way it is, all right? And if we both benefit, if it's mutual, then it's great. But if it's not, then, you back out or unfortunately, some people get taken, But that's just the way it is. See, so let's see I think he's going to offer the guy a job, man. But you could hear that attitude that would be stopping this kid from getting an opportunity.
Wearing it, So where exactly am I failing? When I am working 80 hours a week, I am taking the only jobs that will hire me. I have put in 477 applications over the last 2.5 years. Not even gotten a call back once.
Why do you think?
You tell me. You're a job creator.
But I don't know your resume. You know your life better than I do. Why do you think you have not gotten a call back on 477?
Because
a lot
I
of
do
people
not
get
have a degree.
callbacks. Okay.
Because I do not have a degree, because I could not afford one.
Okay.
I live in an area where the physical job market is very limiting.
Where do you live?
I live in rural Texas.
Okay.
So in that, like in the town that I grew up in, for instance, there are 8 jobs, period.
Does your family live there? Mom, dad, everybody's in that same city?
Everybody was at one point.
Okay.
Most of them are dead now.
Okay, sorry to hear it.
It is what it is. It's poverty. We're kind of used to that on this side.
Why do you feel like you're a victim? Why do you feel like you're a victim? Why do you feel like the way you speak, like, you're the victim where all this happened to you?
Because I exist and things happen to
Why do you
you,
see
and
yourself
as
as a
such,
victim?
things happen, and that's why I say that they happen
You're
to
a
me.
good-looking guy.
Okay. Okay, guys. I couldn't do no more of that. Watch the rest of this thing. I can't do no more. I have to show you guys how to do this. I'm going to go in instructor mode right now. But yeah. death happens to everybody, rich and poor. You know, there's some people because of their lack of resources that their life expectancy is lower, and that's unfortunate. You know, that's unfortunate. You know, like there are people to be blamed for certain things, and sometimes you can lay blame at the feet of people, but for that to be your course of action, you know, like, unless these people change, my life is doomed. Oh my God, imagine living like that. Unless you stop calling me this name, I'm gonna be unhappy for the rest of my life. You know. Here we go. Here we go. So, anyway, he offered him a job, and the guy was so caught up in the attitude that he talked himself out of the job. Didn't even realize that he was in an opportunity, didn't know how to time himself, didn't know where the leverage was and stuff like that. I'm just taking out all these screws, guys. And we'd be surprised the amount of people that probably on an interview with this mindset, right? Didn't realize that the question he asked him, why do you think that no one called you back out of 400 and whatever amount of people that you said you interviewed? That means you're so focused on other people being the problem, you haven't even figured out that, wait a second, could I be a common denominator? Because I'm the common denominator in all of this. I'm showing up for all these interviews. And they're different employers, and none of them's calling me back. So either they're all bad, or I need to change my pitch. I gotta change something. Here we go, let's check this out. We're gonna take these off here, guys. Now, some of these are peeled off, guys. But some of these people peel off, right? But these are snap out. But anyway. Okay. All right. Sweet. I hope the hose that I got fit properly in this thing. Now, the problem with these hoses, and I'm glad that they changed it, guys, is this. Okay? The problem with these hoses is partly the way it's designed with the wiring and the inside, but also the way they have you store the hose in the back. The way they have you store it is it wraps around and around and around and around and around like this. If you notice, this area isn't broken, right? All of this isn't broken. And it breaks the moment you go like this and you do that hard turn and you put it up like that. And now you put a strain. Let me see if you can see it properly. Now you put a strain on that corner, okay? And slice, the hose breaks. So what you can do is you can probably store it slightly different. It may not look as pretty, but just kind of store it where the hose have this kind of flexibility. Now this hose is a little different. You may be able to do that storage with this hose, this new hose, but for now, I would recommend just changing the way you store it, okay? So, but the new hose is an improvement, and you'll see what I'm talking about, right? All right, so let's get this off. This bottom part here, why is this holding on so tight? Hold on. Did I not take all the screws out? Is there a screw that I'm not seeing? What's up? Whoa, what's up? Can you see something? Is this something I'm not seeing? There is. Ooh, there's a screw I'm not seeing. Interesting. Okay, but I'm not gonna take this off. I don't need to. But I never knew that. I never checked this out. I just learned something today. I never checked this out. I never checked out that there's a screw behind here. It was just always on. Hey, you see that? I learned something too. Okay, so what's the next screw I'm gonna take out? I'm gonna take out the ones at the bottom here. Okay. Enjoy the process, guys. Enjoy the process of the fact that this is life. And my neighbor was asking me something about his heater at the house. And he says, man, if it's not one thing, it's another, man. And I was like, yeah, and when you get that one over with, you're on your way to another one. So, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, there's always that one screw. Is that? But that's okay. The same thing I'm talking about, right? It's just that's it, man. And let's go through this, man. Let's dive in, and it depends on the attitude you have. If you have a dive in attitude, you can do a lot of things, bro. You can overcome a lot. You know what? I'm gonna have to look into this too. Some of you guys have this, and your suction gets cut off, and a lot of it is because of this guy right here, this little section right here. Let me show you. Let's go. Let's dive in real quick. I'm on my way here, but it's connected, so you might as well learn everything. All right? Okay. Let me take this out. Now this is a little longer screw, so the rest of these guys are little shorties, right? And this guy. So just remember that the one at the bottom is the long screw. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's take this guy out of here. And let me tell you why this guy gets jammed up like this. Take a look. All the debris and trash is passing through this gate. Okay? It's either getting sucked up by the hose, or it's getting sucked up by the floor. Okay, well this one was meant to sit on an upright. Some of them are not. Some of them don't come with this. The ones that were specifically designed for only portable cleaning don't have this here. The ones that you can sit on the floor comes with this because you're supposed to be able to push this up. Hold on, let me use something else. See that? It moves. Okay? So that means it's exposing the floor so you can suck up water from the floor, and then it's also closing it off to the hose so the suction is not escaping through the hose, okay? And then when you're using the hose, all the suction is concentrated to the hose, okay? You see that? So all the stuff goes through here. So it's good to clean this off. Let me, I think someone was saying something here. Let me read what's happening, what you're saying, homie. Give me a second. Let me patch in properly, get my eyes. Let me get my eyes on it. Today's the 3rd, right? Okay. Let me open this stream here so I can see what's happening. What's up, folks? Okay. And let me get over here. And who's saying what's up? What's up? All right. Guitar jams. Yo, bro. That was you from earlier. I'm sorry, man. Guitar. When I looked over here, I couldn't. I got my glasses, but I gotta look down here to see what you're doing. Okay, so just forgive me for that. I didn't hail you up before. 100%. I know people will make tantrums to learn something new and then show them it's not that difficult, right? Yeah. Start making tantrums for other things. So that means they're addicted. They're addicted to the tantrum. It's not the solution they really want. You know, it's some kind of dopamine hit. It's gotta hit the person for them to like. They want that feeling. Something. It can't be that good, bro. It can't be that good. Okay. Let me clear. It can't be that good, man. You know, it's like, it's like. It's like I was complaining about eating or something, and you're gonna go teach me how to catch something. You know, remember that fish analogy? But now you're showing me how to catch the fish. I start complaining that the hook is too messed up. I'm like, dude, let's just catch the fish, man. Stop complaining about the hook. I thought you were hungry. I am, but why you took me to this lake? Oh my God. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Hey man, you always been funny. You're funny, man. Okay, so I just cleaned this out a little bit, right? And then you can get a toothbrush and some watery stuff, or, you know, kind of scrub it if you like. But let me continue on my journey to the hose, okay? All right, but that's the idea of this thing, right? So now we're gonna remove the screw from here, and one from this side, and one from here, so we can lift this off. And we may have to remove these. Let me see. We may have to remove this. I'm gonna double check. Yes, we do. We have to remove these two screws here, okay? All right, because they're still wet. They're still they're still connected to this. So let me get this out of here. Golly, it's kind of jammed here. Let me use a different screwdriver. Give me a second. And all you're gonna need is a little needle nose pliers or pliers, or your fingers. Depends on how strong you are. Come on, buddy. Come on. I don't got time for your slow pokiness. Okay, so take this guy out. I didn't even check the hose, guys. You would think I must be totally confident in my ability to place the order, because the part number for this doesn't exist anymore, right? So I had to look around to see the alternative to this, right? So, and it doesn't mean that they don't make the part anymore. It just means that that part, we no longer make this hose here. And what they didn't do is put the alternative hose and say, all right, now that we don't make this anymore, what am I doing? I have a tool that can, I'm doing it the hard way. What the hell I'm doing, man? Why am I doing it the hard way? Oh my gosh. All right, come on, hurry up already. You see, who am I blaming it on? I'm blaming it on myself. There's nobody else made me do that. Okay, guys, so here we are. So here we are. So this is the old setup, and all you're gonna do is just repeat what you do. Just repeat. You know, I'm just gonna lift this up here, right? I'm gonna move it to the side. This is the old tubing. I'm just gonna use my little here. I'm gonna pull this off. Okay. Let me get a little flathead. Flathead always comes in handy. And I'm just gonna kind of pry this off. Now at this point, you don't have to be really careful, because you're destroying. You're really gonna throw this hose away anyway. But still, it's a good habit to kind of carefully take these off, because the day you're not careful, the day you kind of mess it up. And this thing comes out also. I mean, you know. But this is where the suction and all your suction comes from the motor over here. It goes through here, goes up, hits the tank. Is searching for an escape route. The suction continues. It goes down through here, and it goes through here, and it goes through your hose. So it's sucking all the dirty water through here, up to here, and into your tank. And we try to not have the water go inside the motor. So the motor's constantly trying to pull things in. So you have to clear off your filter to keep that thing from clogging up, because that can mess up your suction also. All right, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna rest it right here. So let's get the new hose. All right, new hose. What we got cooking here, man? New hose, all right? Now, let's see if they look the same, because I remember I told you I didn't look at it, right? Ah. Yep, it's the same, except instead of having this kind of fragile plastic, they now make it like this. Okay? So that's why I said it's possible that with this hose, this problem will be eliminated. So that's why I gave Bissell some credit for this. So this problem here will be eliminated, breaking at this point, I think, with the way they made this hose. Okay? This is just shipping plastic. All right, this is not tape. It's like, damn, when you taped it up already. Let's get this off of here. okay? And maybe even they know. So I could see this hose being a lot, you know? Okay, so that's good, all right? So give them credit for that, guys. Okay. Wow, look at this. All right, so it already came with, oh, interesting, you see? So it wasn't built for this machine. It wasn't built for this machine. So it comes with the two, with this, right? This is a triangle. I'm not a triangle, a T. This is a T. Let me show you. Okay? This is a T. Here. See that? All right. So what I'm gonna do is, so like I said, this is the alternative hose. The original hose is not made anymore. So I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna remove this from this. Okay? And I'm just gonna insert it in that one. All right. Let's take this off. I'm gonna do the same technique. I'm gonna use my little flathead and try to pry it, and then I'll pull it off. See that? I already loosened it, and now I'm just gonna pull it right off. Then I'm gonna insert it in this one, and then I'll squeeze my little thing. I was able to use my finger. Put my little thing here. I'm gonna insert my hose in here. Okay. Look at that. Everything is right. Everything is right there. Okay. You can put this back on. Just kind of, you know, make sure the wires and stuff are kind of tucked, nice and neat. Oh, sorry. Make sure everything is kind of tucked. Look at that. Okay. Now the hose, this part of the hose. Okay. I tucked behind this this part that have the screw. So the hose is tucked behind it. Where's the hose? You see the hose? It's tucked behind that screw area. Okay? And voila, man, you were able to fix your problem. You got a broken hose. You got a part. I have the part in the description if anyone's looking for this part, guys. All right? The charge amps. Yeah. I get it. Because that's what, you know what's funny? That's what I use at the workshop anyway. I have a makeshift kind of separator that I made using what do you call it? The Lowe's bucket. So I made two of them. I have a canister vacuum here that I was using to vacuum up all my mess when I'm cleaning, when I'm doing, you know, vacuums, and I have a bag or something, you know. And I just hit my little button, the vacuum turns on, and I just vacuum. I have one at the house also, in my garage space. And what I did is I have the hose go from the canister vacuum or the backpack to the bucket, okay? And I have kind of a what attaches to it is like the suction is kind of away from the dirt kind of thing, all right? Anyway. So I have one here, and then I have another hose in the lid, right? And so the suction is seeking a way out. It goes through his hose, and that's the hose I use to clean. So all the heavy stuff drops into the bucket, okay? And only a little bit goes to the vacuum. And it allows me not to have to change bags so often. So because I used to have to change bags a lot. And I can just dump the bucket, put it back over it again. I poked a couple of holes in the bucket so it doesn't just collapse because of the suction. So I poked some holes in the bucket, but that's what I use, man, to clean most of the time, and then kind of what's around me, you know. Exactly, dude. You talk like me, man. Exactly, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. Oh, I gotta turn my air. I gotta fix my air in this place. It's getting a little. What the hell? What temperature do I have it at? The hell? Hold on. Yeah, man. Holy cow, I'm sweating again. All right, so. Okay, everything is just about set, right? And that's it, man. You put this thing back together, you're good to go, man. Everything is rocking and rolling. Solve your problems, man. Okay? You know what? You know what we're afraid to say? I'm not willing to do that. Right? I don't want to learn it, and I'm not willing to do it. And that's fine. That's fine. Then whatever comes from that decision, it's your decision, and you accept the responsibility of that decision you just made. But to have an attitude of blaming, it's not healthy, man, because you never try to shift and change and try to make yourself better, or like which is more productive, that you accept the fact that I'm not going to do this. This is not what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay someone to do it. Okay, great, done. You understand? So now you're not blaming yourself. You're not blaming people. You're just saying, nah, I don't think I'm gonna do it. So you have now it's a job. Okay, trying to go to a job. I don't like doing that kind of job. Okay, great. That's the only job that's available right now, and I'm not willing to do it. Fantastic. Then you made a decision not to do this job that's below you. Nothing wrong with that. Just that now the next step isn't to blame society why you don't have money. Just say that, listen, I'm just not willing to do that, and I ain't blaming nobody for it. I ain't blaming nobody for it. I'm just not willing to do that. And that's it. And I guarantee you that person is probably more likely to decide to find something that they're willing to do, or maybe eventually say, all right, man, I'll do it temporarily, But it's nobody's fault, man. I'm not willing to learn that new skill. Just say that. Just be honest with yourself. There's certain things I'm just not willing to do. I used to knock doors, right? And it was always something I wasn't too, it didn't come natural to me. And ask me to do that today, and I'll tell you. They said, Wayne, you can make a lot more money, and you can do this. I say, yeah, I know, but I'm just not willing to do that right now. I'm not. Who am I going to blame, man? It's me who don't want to do that. It's just not. It's not something I want to do right now. That's all. Hey, Wayne, once you take this thing, you can make a ton of money if you do this this nude picture thing. They'll pay you $100,000 for the shoot. Nah, I don't want to do that. I just don't want if you want to do it, you take it. But if I now start complaining I have no money, I'm like, dude, they offer you $100,000 to do the thing. What are you complaining about? Just I don't want to do that. Now, some people would, and it's okay. I ain't gonna shame you for that. You kidding me? Shoot. Maybe after I see your picture, I'm like, damn, I should have taken that job, man. I should have taken the job. That's $100,000, bro. Damn. Oh my God. Hey, look. Okay. I'll tell you this. Whoever's hearing this, you've gotta wonder. Someone out there feels exactly the same way I do. Okay, here we go. So you're on Instagram, right? Someone sends you, I don't know, a link or whatever, or you did a search for something and something else popped up, and there you go, curious, you hit on it, and then all of a sudden you've seen a bunch of it. So I hit on a link for, you see stuff with these girls, they look nice and all this other stuff. You press the link and say, oh, wow, look at that. So then the more I thought about it, then there's certain girls that, and I'm sure guys do, I just don't see the guy stuff because that's not my market, right? But I'm like, these girls, they don't have any like like parents, like mom and, you know, some of them are 20 something or whatever, or sons, they're not afraid that someone's going to see these pictures. Wow. So me, I can't fathom that, right? Now they can. So they go out and they do it. More power to you, right? But it always baffled me, like, they don't think someone's going to see him in the supermarket? It's like, I know you. You. I don't know. That always baffled me, man. You know, more power to you. You do whatever work you want to do. Don't let nobody choose that. But, you know, I don't know. It always baffled me. It's like, they don't think, like, no, don't, isn't someone going to see you? You know, you put yourself out there like that. Some of these girls are making millions, hundreds of thousands, some not, you know, but, you know. And then even within that profession, right, OnlyFans and all the other stuff, there's some things some girls don't want to do and other things girls want to do. And they're like, listen, I'm not going to do that, right? It's, you know, she said, well, you're not making money. Well, as long as that girl's not complaining about the money, it's like, well, how come they're making more than me? And all. I said, well, I mean, they're doing things that you don't want to do. Well, it's not fair. It's a, nah, that's just the way it is, man. That's just the market, you know? And nothing wrong with you not want to do that, but don't be the victim now and say that why are they making more than me? They're making more than you because they're showing more than you, or they're doing whatever, you know, whatever. And then maybe you could figure out another way to do it that don't require that. You know what I mean? It's just that attitude, just like it spreads, man. I'm like, damn, I don't want my kids thinking like that, bro. Don't bring that stuff here. You know? Here we go. This is back in. I know I'm rambling, guys. Some of you understand me and some don't, but it's okay. You know, I'm for some, not for all, right? So let's see what it looks like if you do it the other way. It's a more flexible hose. Look at that, huh? And it don't have a sharp dip. It's kind of a curve. It's a curve now. Okay? It's not a sharp. Let me see the difference in the length. They may have changed that too. They may have changed the length. Who knows? Let me see. Let me see something. Yep, they did. Did they? Wait, did they? Did they? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. I thought they, honestly, I thought they made this shorter. I thought they made it shorter, but they didn't. It's the same thing. Except there is a slight difference though. I'm not sure if that makes a difference. You see down here the way it's curved? This is let me see. This has a sharper thing. So I don't know, but you see it? Okay? And the way it cut was like that. So that's what I tell people, if you don't have this, you shouldn't use this. But the other one, it rounds it off. I'm not sure what causes that. Maybe one of you guys are sharp enough to figure it out. But it looks like it's less of a problem. Like you shouldn't have that problem with this new hose. Okay? I would just replace the hose just because that problem is coming. All right? Okay? Yeah. Yeah, okay, thank you, dude. Yep. Yeah, man. That is true. That is true. You know what's so funny about that, and you don't think about that enough? Teenagers already are kind of ashamed of their parents. You know, they could be ashamed of their parents' profession because the other kids' dads do cool stuff, and maybe his dad does something that the other dads don't look at as, you know, let's say you said to a guy said, my dad is in sanitation, right? And the other guy said, well, my dad's an office manager. And maybe they look at an office manager as a position up and a sanitation guy as a position down, let's just say, right? And so that kid might be ashamed if the dad picks him up in his work clothes. I'm just talking about social pressure. I'm not saying that. But then that dad may make more money and provide a better life for the kid than the office manager guy, right? But the social pressure part of it, have kids already ashamed of a lot of things with their parents. Like I know when Sam shows up at the game, she's screaming. She's like, ah, go, go, go. She's just fire all the time, okay? And that works good and bad. But then the kids will be like, oh, mom, oh. So now imagine you add that on top of that. You know, again, if that's the life you choose, just know that whatever comes down that road, you own it. That's all. You know, whatever comes down that road, you own it. So if you want to do that, more power to you. But just know there's a set of almost predictable things that come down that road, and just own it. Don't blame it on nobody else. You know. So the same thing with the way we do stuff. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's funny, man. But you're very sharp there, dude. You're very sharp. My kids, man, there's something else. My kids don't even want to come to work anymore. He does now that he needs money. But at one point, they was, I don't want to go. I want to go in. Now he comes on Saturdays. He's trying to collect some cash, so he'll come in and help me out and stuff. It's just funny, man. It's funny, but this idea of these people can't, like one of these episodes, the girl said, no one should be allowed to have a certain amount of money, right? And I said, damn, if we start allowing that, the moment that's allowed, the amount of money can shift. The moment we allow that, the moment we say, if you make, we have to cap your earnings at, you know, $1 million a year. Your earnings. No one should be allowed just to say that out of your mouth about someone's ability. No one should be allowed to earn 2 gold medals. No one should be allowed. That's weird. Even if that's your side of the aisle when it comes to politics, that type of talk is not productive for a flourishing society, period. Like, no one should be allowed to have a double major. No one should be allowed, because you're not going to stop it there. You get what I'm saying? The moment we do that no one should be allowed to be a billionaire. Who are you, man, to say that? What would give you that feeling that you can say that, and that you think you would want to live in that society? That is weird. You know, no one should be allowed to drive a car like that. You know, they should take their money. I heard, what was this guy? Oh my God, who the hell was this guy, man? He's some Marxist socialist guy. He's a professor, right? And I was playing it for my son. And I'm out of here, guys. I'm playing it for my son, and the guy said, if we took Jeff Bezos' money and we can fund parts of Africa, we can do this. I'm like, if we just took half his money and he just have to live off of 64 million or some shit like that. 64 billion. And I was like, what? What do you mean if we take his money? Like, you really want to, like, dude, you really want to live in a world like that? Oh my God. These people are crazy, man. These people are amazing. But anyway. All right, let's sign off. You know what? Before I sign off, let me answer a couple of questions that maybe those questions can help somebody listening. Let me see. The way I see it, I respect chief sanitation and technician carpentry more than quick money destroying. Yeah. You're right. Listen, you are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because, but that's something to aspire to. You know what I mean? That's not something that we should make like some, like, oh shit. You know what I didn't do, guys? I didn't put the damn thing back on. I could do it. I'll do it right now, though. It's not something that we should, no. I had to put this on first because the, you see this lip? I made a mistake. You see this lip right here? The thing have to sit on that lip. So don't forget this. I have to go back. I have to take everything apart and put this back together again. Okay? But that's something for us to aspire to. You can't make it where you close it down and you say, listen, because you guys are destroying society, we're going to stop people from being able to make money quickly or whatever, you know. But we have to recognize that that is something that we have to now monitor, or we have to teach our kids a certain thing, or we have to see what effects that's having on society and see if we can, you know, we can work around that. But the moment you cut that, you create a different society that can affect the growth of the country and the way people are aspire to do great things and aspire to invent things and aspire to grow bigger companies, because you're cutting things off. You know, so it's weird. It's a weird thing, man. It's like in nature you see so much beauty, but then you also see lions devouring gazelles, and it's like, okay, how about if we just stop all the lions from killing gazelles? You know, it's like, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm weird like that, but you're absolutely right. You know, absolutely right. And what it is just greed at the end of the day, you know? Okay, so let's see it. And greed has been with us since the beginning, you know? Oh man, this guy, there's some funny people out there. All I'm gonna do, he says wrong hole, you know what I mean? I was doing a diagnostic on a Hoover Power Dash. All right, let me see. Let me read someone else. All right. Like and subscribe. Thank you for this video tutorial on how to fix this thing. Oh, the same guy. Okay, the same person. All right. So I guess they backed it up with the wrong hole. All right, let's see what happened. Thank you for the video tutorial on how to fix this thing. I've had mine for almost 5 years, and from some of the comments I'm reading, I'm lucky I see a lot of people that they had the same problem. It won't turn on, and then it would want to. I broke on the second use. Oh my God, this is about the Power Dash, if anyone knows about that. And I've used and abused mine over the years, LOL. And I'll try to fix this one. And grade and upgrade myself. Oh, okay, and upgrade myself to a new one this Christmas. Okay, and thanks again for the content. And it says, wrong hole. Know what I mean? Okay, well, all right. I guess, I don't know. Which hole did he talk about in here? Let me see. Did he say holes? Did I like read right past the hole part? No sweat. He's funny, though. Awesome. He's funny. He's funny. All right. I like some of these comments, man. You guys are hilarious. Okay. Okay, this was about a Bissell Pet Pro. Easy fix for spray issue. Okay. Person says, I'm not able to do the first test. I can't get the hose off. Huh. How hard should it be to pull off? I don't get that. Is there some way to lubricate the hose connection? Somebody's user put boiling water in the machine. Okay. Okay, so boiling water in the machine. Can't do the first test. I gotta rewatch that video to see what they're referring to. Okay, I'll do this for this individual. This is Gail G6E a day ago. The video is called Bissell Pet Pro Easy Fix for Water Spray Issue. All right, Gail, if you're listening, hey, Guitar Jams, man, that's a great analogy. Oh man, that's what's up. The wrong hole. Yeah, wrong. Yeah. Listen, man. A couple years ago, they tried to kill humor, I think, and this is natural for humans, and we're naturally like little dirty joke tellers. Let's keep it cool. You know what I mean? Let's not change too much as we progress into the future. So about this Bissell, the hose, the spray. Someone put boiling hot water. The only thing that you could be trying to remove from the tank would be the bin at the bottom, and if it's a Bissell Revolution, that doesn't come off. I'm really trying to understand what this person is asking me. Let me do this. Let me turn it up. Let me turn the camera to the screen so you can see the comment I'm looking for. This one right here. Okay, I'm not able to do the first test. Can't get the hose off. How hard should it be to pull off, right? Is there some way to lubricate the hose connection? I just found out that some user, I guess someone they lend it to, put boiling water in the machine, and it has a cry face right here, little man. Okay. Okay, let me show you guys why I'm so kind of confused here, and then we're gonna leave this show and we're gonna move on, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna get a Bissell Pro Heat Revolution. All right, I'm gonna show you. Okay. All right. Now this is a Bissell. It's a Bissell Revolution. The difference between a pet Revolution and that, sometimes are the tools they give you. It's not necessarily any real special thing, but the Pet Pro have like a clean shot at the side here where you can press a button and water sprays out the front. And the Pet Pro have an easier way to lift off the tray, okay? So when we're talking about a hose connection, if it's right, it says I'm not able to do the first test, right? Now, normally, the first test I tell people, well, okay, let me see. It's the hose, the spraying hose, the spraying issue, right? Okay, for the spray issue, I would first start with the trigger. I'm trying to see if I can see myself so I can help this person properly. Then I will go to check this. The boiling water issue only affects this. Okay? It's possible the boiling water can also, I don't know, by the time they get down here, maybe it can affect the tubing. And maybe hose, they're alternating the word hose for tubing, maybe. So there's only 2 hoses on this machine, okay? One hose is not connected until you insert it. This. Okay? So it's not permanent on the machine, and it's not connected to where the boiling water would be. Okay? All right? I just found out that the user put boiling water in the machine. Okay. So this is not connected to this. That's where the boiling water would be, which we recommend you don't use. And then the other one would be here, where this hose pushes in. So if the hose is stuck down here, the only thing I could think of is that you just have to, because there's no clip here to hold it in. There's no clip here to hold it in. Okay? The real lock happens right here. That little latch right there. That's the real locking. Nothing here locks. There are no clips. All right? So that's the only thing I could think of that can get stuck. And the only other hose is, but this doesn't affect the spraying. This is a suction hose. Okay? So I'm gonna ask that person to explain more. Maybe they'll get back to me. And if anybody can think of anything and I missed it, just leave it in the comments and tell me what you think I missed. Maybe what they're trying to tell me, okay? All right? But if you have a spray issue, you check here, you check here, make sure this is set to max. And then also check your belt and see if the belt needs to change on your pump. If you have any kind of spray issues, and then you'll go and start checking the pumps. That's when you go down. After you did all these quick stuff, check that, make sure the water comes out easy, make sure this is set to max, change your belt if you have to, and then the pump becomes the next step. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I got work to do. And I will go from there. This was part of my work, so I got one thing done today, all right? And I got some things to sell, some things to ship, and some things to fix. You guys are the best, and don't let anyone sell you on making excuses, all right? If it's on you, it's on you. And then we'll learn to get better. That's all right? Work on ourselves. Okay, all right, Guitar Jams. Have a good one, bro. Thanks for hanging. All righty.